The mountain range clawed at the sky. Jagged peaks pierced the heavens, their snow-capped summits lost in swirling clouds. These were the dragon's teeth, a place of legend and fear. Deep within their heart lay a cavern. It was a place of fire and shadow, the lair of Ignis, the last great dragon. For centuries, tales of Ignis's ferocity and his immense hoard had echoed through the ages. Those who dared to seek him rarely returned. Those who did whispered of his scales, harder than any shield, and his fiery breath capable of melting the stoutest steel. The air around the cavern shimmered with heat. The stench of sulphur hung heavy in the air, a stark warning to any who dared approach. Inside, amidst the bones of countless would-be heroes, lay Ignis. He slumbered atop a mountain of gold and jewels, the dragon's hoard. It was a treasure beyond imagining, a prize sought by many, attained by none. Ilara was not like the other villagers. While they spoke of dragons in hushed whispers, she saw Ignis as a challenge. She yearned for adventure, for a chance to prove her courage. She would be the one to face Ignis, not for gold or glory, but for the sheer thrill of the quest. Ilara trained from dawn till dusk. Her sword became an extension of her arm, her movements swift and deadly. She studied the legends, searching for any weakness in the dragon's defenses. She knew the risks, the near-certain death that awaited her. But fear had no hold on her heart. The villagers called her foolish, reckless. They begged her to reconsider, to choose a safer path. But Ilara was undeterred. She had heard the whispers of the wind, felt the call of destiny. The dragon's hoard was more than just treasure. It was a test, a trial by fire that would forge her legend. The journey to the dragon's lair was fraught with peril. The path was treacherous, a winding scar across the face of the mountain. The air grew thin and icy, the wind howling like a banshee. Ilara pressed on, her resolve unwavering. She scaled sheer cliffs, her fingers raw and bleeding. She crossed narrow bridges of ice and stone, the chasm below yawning like a hungry maw. She evaded the creatures of the mountain, their eyes gleaming with primal hunger. Each step was a victory, a testament to her unwavering spirit. As she climbed, Ilara thought of the stories she had heard as a child. Tales of heroes who had faced impossible odds and emerged victorious. Their courage fueled her own. She would not falter. She would not turn back. The dragon's lair awaited. The entrance to the lair gaped like a fiery maw. The air within shimmered with heat, the stench of sulphur almost unbearable. But Ilara did not flinch. She had come too far to turn back now. With a deep breath, she stepped into the dragon's domain. The cavern was vast, lit by the flickering glow of molten rock, and there, amidst the hoard, lay Ignis. The dragon was even more colossal than she had imagined. His scales gleamed like obsidian. His eyes burned with ancient power. For a moment, Ilara was frozen in place, awestruck by the sheer majesty of the creature before her. Then Ignis stirred. His head rose, his eyes fixing on Ilara with laser focus. A low growl rumbled through the cavern, a sound that spoke of unimaginable power. The battle was about to begin. Section 5. A dance of fire and steel. Ignis unleashed a torrent of fire, a searing wave of heat that washed over Ilara. She rolled clear, narrowly avoiding the inferno. The heat scorched her skin, but her spirit remained unbroken. She drew her sword, the polished steel gleaming in the firelight. The battle raged. Ilara danced around the dragon, her movements swift and agile. Ignis was a creature of raw power, but Ilara was quick, nimble, using her agility to her advantage. She dodged his fiery breath, her blade flashing as she struck at his flanks, searching for a weakness. The cavern echoed with the clang of steel against scales, the roar of the dragon, the hiss of molten rock. Each fiery blast, each swipe of claw and tail was a deadly dance. Ilara fought with every ounce of strength, her determination fueled by a courage that burned brighter than the dragon's fire. Section 6. A glimmer of hope. Ilara was tiring. Her breath came in ragged gasps. Her muscles screamed for rest, but she couldn't give in. She had come too far, fought too hard. She had to find a way to defeat Ignis. As she dodged another fiery blast, Ilara noticed something. A small, almost imperceptible flicker in the dragon's throat. It was a faint glow. a vulnerability hidden beneath the thick scales. Could this be it? The weakness she had been searching for? Hope surged through Ilara. It was a long shot, a desperate gamble, but it was her only chance. She had to strike now while the opportunity presented itself. Taking a deep breath, Ilara gathered her remaining strength for one final, desperate attack. Section 7. The Dragon Slain. Ilara charged. She moved with a speed and ferocity she hadn't known she possessed. Ignis, sensing her intent, reared back, a deafening roar erupting from his throat, but it was too late. Ilara was upon him. With a cry, she leaped, her sword arcing through the air. The blade found its mark, piercing the weak spot beneath the dragon's jaw. A shudder ran through Ignis's massive frame. His fiery breath sputtered and died, his eyes widening in surprise and pain. The dragon crashed to the ground, shaking the entire cavern. The impact sent tremors through the mountain, a final death throw of the last great dragon. Silence descended upon the lair, broken only by the sound of Ilara's ragged breathing. She had done it. She had slain the dragon. Section 8. The Heart of the Hoard. Ilara stood over the fallen dragon, her chest heaving. The air was thick with the smell of sulphur and the metallic tang of blood. Around her, the dragon's hoard glittered, a king's ransom in gold and jewels. But Ilara felt no greed, no desire for such riches. She sheathed her sword and made her way through the hoard. She wasn't here for treasure. She was here for something far more valuable. A single tear traced a path through the grime on her cheek, a testament to the battle she had fought, the victory she had won. And then she saw it. Nestled deep within the hoard, hidden beneath a pile of gold coins, lay a single unhatched dragon egg. It pulsed with a faint warmth, a flicker of life amidst the death and destruction. This, Ilara knew, was the true treasure, the heart of the hoard, the legacy of Ignis. Section 9. A Hero's Return. Ilara returned to her village not with riches beyond measure, but with a story for the ages. She told them of her battle with Ignis, of the dragon's fiery breath and fearsome power. She told them of her victory, of the courage and determination that had seen her through. The villagers listened in awe. No longer did they call her foolish or reckless. They saw her for what she was, a hero, a legend in the making. Ilara's tale spread like wildfire, carried by the wind to every corner of the land. And what of the dragon egg? Ilara kept it close, a constant reminder of her adventure and the bond she had forged with the last of the dragons. She knew that one day it would hatch, and when it did, she would be ready. Ready to guide the young dragon, to teach it the ways of the world, to ensure that the legacy of Ignis lived on. Section 10. The Legend of Ilara. Ilara's name became synonymous with courage and determination. She inspired a generation to face their fears, to fight for what they believed in, to never give up hope. Her story became a beacon of hope, a testament to the indomitable spirit that resided within them all. And so the legend of Ilara, Slayer of Dragons, was passed down through generations. A tale whispered around campfires, a story to inspire and empower, a reminder that even the smallest among us can achieve greatness. For it is not the size of our muscles or the sharpness of our swords that defines us, but the courage of our hearts and the strength of our will. Ilara's tale serves as a timeless reminder that true victory lies not in material wealth, but in the courage to face our fears and the wisdom to choose compassion over greed. It is a story of bravery, of self-discovery, and of the enduring power of the human spirit.